YouTube channel. I'm Renee with Renee's Creative Casa. In today's video, as promised, we're going to be doing some more neutral Valentine's Day decorations. I wanted to keep these a little bit more neutral, so you guys want to, if you guys want to recreate any of them, you can do that, and you can use your color palette, and you can see that you don't have to use the reds or the pinks that are traditional Valentine's colors, but you could also use some neutrals, and they turn out really cute. And if you wanted to, you can even use a little different little pops of colors in them, as I'm going to show you in a couple of different projects specifically. So if you guys want to see these beautiful neutral Valentine's Day decorations, just stay tuned. So without further ado, let's get to crafting.
Okay, so for this first Dollar Tree DIY, we're going to be using this cute little picture frame that I found there. It has a little piece of twine and the little paper clips on it, and I'm going to spray paint it white with my Krylon chalky white finish paint. And then while that's drying, I'm going to show you guys the parts that I took off of it. This is the little paper clip, the little clothespins that's on it, as well as the little twine hanger. I'm going to be using these, they're like little handkerchiefs or little scarves. And I'm going to be using the one with the X's and the O's on it because it has those green hearts on it, which is more neutral. And I'm also going to be using those little gift bags, and they are made from the brown paper, and they have some whites and some reds on it. So I'm going to start by putting Mod Podge all on the back part to my little picture. It doesn't have a glass or anything in it. It's just the back part, and then the little twine that goes across it with the clothespins on it. So I'm just going to go ahead and put Mod Podge all over this, and I did put a little bit too much, but I'm just going to kind of do the best I can to get it all spread out. And it's really okay that it has too much, because when I get ready to put the scarf on there, it's going to absorb it anyway. So like I told you guys, I'm going to be using the one with the X's and O's and the little green hearts on it. I thought that green would really help to pull in the neutral aspect of this. And then I'm just going to press it down on the top of this, the backing of this picture. And then once I get it all pressed down good, I'm going to add another layer of Mod Podge. And then I'm going to cover that really well with the Mod Podge. And once it's a little bit dry, I'm going to go ahead and cut it out. But I am going to leave a little bit of overhang around the edges, because when I get ready to push it back into the picture frame, I don't want any of it to be able to pop through there and come through, and that way you'll be able to see it from the front. So I just want to make sure I'm leaving a little bit of extra overhang on it. And you guys can see here, I'm leaving maybe like a 1/4 of an inch, if that, around the edges. And then when I put it back into the frame, that part just folds over, so it's all tucked in nicely around the back. Then once I have that cut around really good, I'm going to cut out this solid red heart, and I'm going to cut out this little white and paper sack color one that says Happy Valentine's Day with a little heart on it as well. And then I'm just going to take those, and I'm going to use those to put into the clothespins. Now you guys can personalize this. If you want to use pictures of your loved ones, pictures of your kiddos, your husband, your significant other, whatever, this would be great to do that as well. You don't have to use these specific ones. I just wanted to kind of keep this a little bit more neutral for everyone, so I didn't really want to put any really decorative photos or anything like that in it. I just wanted to kind of keep it in that, in that neutral color palette. So right now I am just gluing back the twine that I took off of it to paint it, and made sure my clothespins were both facing down on it. I mean, even though you can take them off and change them if you needed to. So I'm just going to glue that down, and then I'm going to put that back inside the frame, and then I'm just going to attach the little cutouts that I did. And I think this little project turned out super cute, and it doesn't have a stand on it, but you could always just put it in a little plate holder. Okay, so for the next Dollar Tree DIY, we're going to be using this love sign that has the metallic heart on it, as well as this little love cutout. And Lots of greenery, and I'm also going to be using the grapevine hearts as well as my chalky paint finish, and I'm going to be using this. It's called Fresh Earth. It's kind of a brown color, and then I'm going to be using some ribbon. I just recently found that one at the Dollar Tree. My Dollar Tree hadn't been putting out any ribbon, so when I found that one I was really excited. So I'm just going to begin by popping off the metallic heart, and there's some hot glue under there, so I just removed that, and I'm just going to go ahead and sand that little area down really well, and then I'm just going to go in with my chalk paint. And I ended up doing 3 coats of chalk paint on this because the red on the sign was really hard to cover. I just kept feeling like I could see that red through it, so after each coat I would just let it dry and see if I could see the red, and then continue with another coat. So I did ultimately put on 3 coats of paint, and I think the 3 coats of paint is exactly what it needed. Of course, you could do more, or if you don't mind that red coming through there, then you could use that one. You could always use the back, but I wanted to use the front because I wanted to have that shiplap look on the front of it, so that's what I decided to go with. But you guys can make adjustments any way that you see fit. So now that I have my sign painted and I'm letting it dry, I'm just going to go over my word love with my Fresh Earth paint. I actually got this on sale at Michael's. I think it was like $8, but I think I ended up paying like $1.50 or $2 for it because it was on clearance. So I went ahead and grabbed it. It's not necessarily a color that I would always have on hand, but after I got it, I just knew that I had to use it. And once I wanted to do these neutral colors, I thought this would be a great project to use it on. So I'll start by just putting on a pretty heavy coat of the brown, and then I'm just taking a napkin and just rubbing it off, kind of to give it like a little bit of a more muted look. I didn't want it to be really deep brown, so I wanted it to kind of make it look a little bit washed out. So that's what I'm doing right here, and I think once I got all of that done, it turned out really nice. I did have to go back in and around like in the little holes and the little creases and make sure I got everything done, and of course some of those places are a little bit darker, but it is what it is, and I think it turned out nice, and I don't feel like you can really tell. So you guys let me know in the comments down below what you think about this. And now that I'm seeing it on camera here, it does look really dark, but that's fine. So now I'm just taking some of that brown paint and a little bit of water, and I'm just mixing them together, and I'm just going in those cracks on that original sign where the little cracks are, where the creases are, where the shiplap look is, and I'm just going into those, and I'm just putting a little bit of that brown and water down in there to make it look a little bit more distressed. And then once I get it all in, I'm just going to go back and kind of blend it all really well. And there's no, you can see I'm just using a paper towel right here to kind of rub everything in. So I don't think there's a way that you can hurt something in distressing it too much or not enough. So I just feel like there's really no mistakes in it, and if you don't like how it looks, then you can always just go back over it and restart it, or go back over it and lay down some more. Like I am here, I rubbed it all in, and then I felt like I didn't have enough, so I'm just going back through it and laying down some more, and then rubbing it again with a paper towel, trying to kind of like dull that out. And this is my finished product. You guys can see that it does look, I mean, quite nice to me. And now I'm just going to go ahead and hot glue on my love sign, and I'm just going to hot glue it over to one side, almost at an angle, not diagonal, and a little bit more catty corner. You guys will see what I'm talking about, but I did just kind of put that on there at an angle. That L is kind of big for that sign, so I did have to be a little bit cautious with that to make sure it was on at the top and the bottom. And then I'm just going to go ahead and give it a really good press down, and I think it stayed in place really good. Now I'm going to take these grapevine hearts and pick out the one that I want to use, and I'm going to hot glue it down, and then I'm just going to take some greenery and hot glue down around on the grapevine heart like I want it. I kind of want it to look like a little bitty, like a small wreath that's on here. So you can see I'm just adding this on here, and I'm just holding it into place until it dries really good. You guys be careful with this part. Some of that glue can burn you, and there's also the little silicone finger covers that Dollar Tree sells. I just happen to not be wearing mine, but anyways, I'm just going to go around this whole heart and do the same thing with this greenery until I get it completely covered. Okay, after I got my little heart-shaped wreath covered in the greenery, I'm going to put this ribbon on it. It says, "I picked you." I am obsessed with this ribbon. I think it is so cute and so darling. It is the burlap, and then it has the red glitter on it. So I'm just going to take a length of that, and I'm going to cut it, and then I'm going to put it under the edge of my little heart so it looks like if it's holding it in place. I'm just going to put a little dab of hot glue there to hold it in place, and then I'm just going to run it around to the top of the board and hot glue it into place on the back of the board. After I finish getting that glued into place, I'm just going to reattach the twine hanger that was at the top of it, and I'm just going to attach it at the on the top of it, and then I'm going to be able to hang it back up. Okay, so for our last Dollar Tree project today, we're going to be taking this jar that I got from somewhere and some floral foam, and I'm going to also be using these two bags that I had. I used the first one from the first project that I did, and I'm going to be using some tissue paper as well as a kebab stick, and then 3 of the grapevine hearts. And I'm also going to be using some greenery and some ribbon, and I haven't decided which one yet because I used the "I Picked You" in the first project, so I may go with this little one with the hearts on it. So I want to start by spray painting my mason jar. I guess it's not really a mason jar, but I want to start by spray painting that with my chalky white finish Krylon paint, and then I'm going to take the little grapevine hearts, and I'm going to measure around it, kind of mark around it with a pen, and I'm going to cut out around that because I am going to be using that red part of that heart as kind of like the backdrop that you're going to be able to see through my grapevine heart. So yeah, I don't know if you guys understand, but here you guys can see that I've already cut it out, and I'm just going to hot glue it onto there, so it's kind of going to be like the frame to my my little grapevine heart. And I'm going to do 1 in the red, and I'm going to do 2 in the smaller hearts so that they can all 3 work together to make this cute little design. So here I'm going to kind of measure out, trace out these hearts the same way I did the other one, but I'm going to do it on the different design paper. And then once I get them hot glued, I'm going to go ahead and sit them on my kebab so I can see about the distance that I need, because I want to make sure that I have plenty of space in my floral foam to make sure that my entire project stands up, and my hot glue gun is out of glue. So I did run to go get another stick really quick. You can see I'm just putting a little line of glue from the top center part of that heart just straight down to the bottom, and I'm just doing the same thing for the next one. I am putting these really close on the kebab stick because I do want them all 3 stacked on top of each other, and I just alternated them. I did the 2 with the small hearts on the top and the bottom, and then the 1 with the red heart just in the middle, so that you'll be able to see like a pretty stark contrast in the background of the little hearts. But then once everything is, all the glue is set in place, I'm going to measure out my floral foam and go ahead and make sure that it fits into my jar properly. And then once I have that figured out, I'm going to use some of the tissue paper. I'm going to be using the white one with the red hearts on it. It is one of my favorites. I used it in my little Valentine's Day Christmas tree that I will have linked above. So if you guys want to go check that out, I would appreciate that. But I'm going to go and put my foam in there and then kind of wrap it around a little bit, and then I'm just going to push the whole tissue paper down inside my little jar, and then I'm going to trim that excess tissue paper around from the top, because I want to have that tissue paper be low enough that you'll be able to see my greenery through there. So once I get everything trimmed down, I will be ready to put my little kebab stick down in there as well as the greenery. So this is what my little project looks like right now before I add any greenery in there, and you can see that you are able to see my little hearts above the tissue paper, and then I'm just going to kind of fold that down a little bit, and I'm just going to go ahead and use the end of this greenery to stick down inside the floral foam. This is the softer floral foam. It's not the styrofoam, the hard styrofoam brick, so it is a lot easier for this foam to, for the greenery just to stick down in there. So I'm just going to kind of go around it at the bottom and fill it in. I'm kind of want to give it that effect that it's standing in a flower pot or something like that. So I think this turned out really cute, and I really like the addition of the greenery on it. You guys let me know in the comments down below if you think I should have went with flowers or if you like the greenery. After I finished with my greenery, I did decide to go ahead and go with the little burlap ribbon with the little red sparkly hearts on it, and I'm just going to wrap it around my jar, just right around the lip there, and I'm going to make sure that all my ribbon is turned forward. So you can see here that I am flipping it back so that I can make sure it's all facing forward and there's no actual bare burlap showing. It's just the burlap with the hearts on it. And I'm going to tighten this up really well, and then I'm going to just cut the tails off. And I'm not going to dovetail these, I'm just going to cut them at an angle so that they just hang really pretty. And then once I finish that, I'll be done with this project. Okay guys, here are all of my completed projects. This is the adorable little love sign, and I love it so much that I think I may keep it hanging up even after Valentine's. I'm just going to change out that ribbon. This is my adorable little 3-tiered heart. I guess it's a heart topiary, and my little sign right here with my little cutouts on it. I really do love all of these little crafts. I think they're going to go perfect on my shelf that I don't really have a lot of the bright colors on. I do have one shelf set up in my house that has a lot of the reds and the pinks and purples for Valentine's on it, but I think this one's going to go better on the one that has some of my winter florals and some of the neutral colors on there. So I'm really happy that I did these. You guys let me know in the comments down below which one was your favorite, and if you'll be doing any neutral colors or if you're doing all traditional.
Hey y'all, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and the beautiful little crafts that we got to do today. Let me know down in the comments down below if you are going to try to recreate any of those, and if you're going to be using neutral colors, or if you're going to try to recreate them using more traditional Valentine's Day colors, or some of these are could even transition into Easter and spring. So especially the little love sign, I think that's something that you could have almost year round if you wanted to change out the colors of the ribbon or whatever you wanted to do with that. So you guys let me know in the comments down below what you plan on doing. If you're new to this channel, I hope that you will consider liking this video as well as subscribing and turn on your post notifications so you get a notification every single time I upload a video, which is Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. I also have a new Facebook group. It's Renee's Creative Casa, and you guys can join over there. It is a public group, so everyone can find it and everyone is welcome. You can join over there and you can get to see other crafts that people are doing, as well as daily inspiration from myself and other people in our crafting community. We would love to have you over there, and that's just a safe little place where we can all get together and share our love of crafting. So I would like it if you would go over there and check that out. And I just want to let you guys know that I'm happy you're here. Welcome, and thanks again for watching.